this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a few moments to remember all of the first responders across this land. Their commitment and dedication in serving our needs and service to us should be remembered daily.
My name is Fabio Arevalo. I'm a retired New York City police officer. I was assigned to the Emergency Service Unit, K-9 Division. I started my career in 1994. And I was assigned to the 19th Precinct in Manhattan, the Upper East Side, one of the busiest precincts in New York City. I pretty much experienced everything there is to experience as a police officer. So I thought. I thought I was, prepared for anything. September 11, 2001. On that day, I was having breakfast with my mother, and the waitress knew I was a police officer, and she ran over to my table and told me that a plane had just crashed into the Twin Towers. I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was just an aviation accident. And I took my mother home because I got a really bad gut feel. When I got to my house, I had a ton of voicemails from the police department calling everybody in that we were under attack. And I didn't know what that meant, so I jumped in my vehicle, and what was normally a 40-minute ride, I did in about 10 minutes. En route to the Twin Towers, they collapsed, and we just saw a plume of dust, smoke. Over the bridge, and I headed in the direction of the Twin Towers, and I made that left, and I was used to seeing the Twin Towers there. There was nothing there. We couldn't barely see because there was so much dust. We ran into groups of police officers that were also covered in dust. And we were looking at each other like, we didn't know what to do. Start digging, just grab whatever you can and start looking for people. And that this is occurring, we're getting, over division, there's about 100 missing police officers. There's so many missing firemen. You know, the amount of stress that you are putting your body through at that moment is incredible, because your thoughts are racing, you don't know. You're looking for guidance, and unfortunately, nobody was there to really, nobody was prepared for this. Really, nobody was prepared for this. So it was every man for himself.
When I got out, I've never seen war up close. Today I have.
the duration of those, I was down there for 7 months, you never thought of anything. I mean, the only thing you thought of was finding someone. But unfortunately, all we found were just pieces of people. So while we were there, and once we deemed the pile to be safe enough that there wasn't going to be any further collapsing of the pile, the city had built a viewing stand for victims' family members to come and watch as we dug. And that was so heartbreaking to see every morning when I start my shift and go down in there with my other 2 companions, and to look up at these people they had thawed, and you turn around to wave to them, and there's people holding up pictures of their loved ones, and you'd look at the person's face holding it and see them crying. It was so emotionally draining for most of us. But that gave us the strength and the energy to go down there, do whatever you can. Debris get sifted to possibly have some DNA removed from here and identify someone, give some family hope. And even watching this on TV and seeing pictures of it, you can't appreciate the magnitude of what this was. I mean, yeah, the pictures look terrible, but I would stand on a clear day at one side of the pit and look straight across to the other, and it looked like it was right here. But in reality, it's like 10 blocks away. There are times we'd walk out of the pile to just take a break, to walk down Lower Manhattan, walk around. And we'd encounter people walking the streets, and they'd run up to you and hug you and cry on you. And we're not accustomed. The toll was being taken on us. It was, but our thoughts were, if we don't do this for people in New York, who's going to come in and do it for us? If the first line of defense is folded, then who's going to do it? So, you know, you search inside for motivation and courage, and you know, we were all helping each other. Like, you'll be okay. You know, don't worry. It's all right, man. It's not 100 cops now. It's 75 cops that are missing. We started getting emotional support from people like yourselves, new folks, with care packages that were sent to the site, people that actually showed us that they cared. And we, in turn, that gave us motivation to keep going and searching and doing what we had to during that time. It was very strange for us, but it was also, you felt a great deal of gratitude that you're appreciated, that we're not bad people, that we do care for people. You know, you become a police officer to help people. At least that's why I did it. The way we got through this was through people like you throughout America, throughout the United States, that showed your support for us first responders and cared enough about it. To see people just care about you. It's overwhelming. I wasn't really prepared for this. I came to Beaver County just to get away from the city. You know, going through something like that, you take a different appreciation for things. You don't see everything the same way anymore. I'll never consider myself a hero because I'm still alive. I mean, I have my health issues, but it's in comparison to other guys that I know, I'm doing good. I'm doing way better than my God of the selfless, God of the strong and the brave, grant the perfect rest among the souls of the righteous, to those who died in service to others during the unwarranted attacks of this nation on September 11, 2001, as the 9/11 attacks, the Mount Carmel fire, the Yarnell fire. May their dedication to protecting life serve as a shining lamp of love, and the works of their hands bring us all merit in heaven. Bless the souls of all who have died to save others, civilians and professionals, the trained and the untrained, in every age and in every land, men and women who answered the call of honor, duty, and service. May their memories be sanctified with joy and love. May their souls be bound in the bond of life, a living blessing in our midst. In Jesus' holy name, amen. And I ask you to continue praying for the first responders, especially the ones that are sick, for their family members, for them, and for me and my family. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for having me.